Hello again and welcome to Business. My name is Sandra Isenamapeno. Ghana's public debt has hit 159.4 billion cedis, representing 66% of GDP at the end of July 2018. This was contained in the Bank of Ghana's Summary of Economic and Financial Data released over the weekend. The figure represents an increase of 5.1 billion cedis away from 154.3 billion Ghana cedis in May.
Ghana's current debt level is 21.9 billion cedis, higher than what was recorded in July 2017, which was 137.5 billion cedis, representing 67.4% of GDP. Even though yet-to-date figures and percentage with regards to debt to GDP dropped from 67.4% in July 2017 to 65.9% recorded in July 2018, there was an increase in total amounts. In July last year, Ghana's public debt stood at 137.5 billion cedis, while in the same period in 2018, the debt is now at 159.4 billion cedis. Out of the total public debt, external borrowings accounted for 85.5 billion cedis, representing 35.4% of GDP, with the remaining 73.8 billion cedis being 30.6% of GDP, coming through domestic borrowings. As per the figures from the central bank, the net international reserve stood at 2 months of import cover, recording $3.8 billion, while the gross international reserve rather reduced from 3.8 months of import cover to 3.5 months of import cover, recording $6.7 billion in August 2017 from the $7 billion it recorded in July this year. The current numbers have also reignited the whole debate as to whether Ghana should use the debt to GDP ratio or the nominal numbers to assess government's commitment to reduce the public debt. Meanwhile, some economists believe that the new debt to GDP ratio, if not checked, could move Ghana back to a high risk to debt ratio country, which will see it join the league of highly indebted poor countries.
The Commissioner General of the Ghana Revenue Authority, Emmanuel Kofi Nti, says the Commission will from next week embark on a full-force implementation of the excise tax stamp policy. He says the final phase of the implementation process will involve the seizure, confiscation and prosecution of non-compliant members of the public who do not affix tax stamps on their excisable products.
This time around, that is the second phase. The enforcement compliance exercise will involve the complete detention, seizure, and imposition of the required 300% penalty of the duties and taxes involved on corporates. I beg to repeat again. This time round, that is the second phase. The enforcement compliance exercise will involve the complete detention, seizure, and imposition of the required 300% penalty of the duties and taxes involved on corporates. As I have said on a number of occasions in the past 1 month, whenever I have had the opportunity to speak to the media, I wish to reiterate that the days of impunity about non-compliance with the tax laws are completely over. We wish to convey to the public that they cannot choose and select which of the tax laws they want to obey. All the sanctions enshrined in the law on failure to comply with the affixing of the excise tax stamp will be applied to the letter. I wish to assure the public that it has never been and will never be the intention of GRA to embarrass and harass anybody. All that we seek to do is make sure that there is total compliance with the law. Let the public be aware and take note accordingly. I therefore appeal to the public, particularly manufacturers, importers, wholesalers and retailers of the specified excisable goods to operate in accordance with the requirements of Act 873. To the larger and consuming public, the catchphrase should be no tax stamp, no purchase. Before I drank this bottle of water, I checked to see if there was a tax stamp. And I saw the tax stamp, and so I drank the water.
Now, for the past 10 years, only 4 out of 22 mining firms in the country paid their dividends to government. According to the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, Kwekua Samwa-Treme, the development is a source of concern to the ministry. He made the comment when mining firm Trenor Gold Mines presented a dividend of $13 million to government.
The Auditor General's report on the public accounts of Ghana Consolidated Funds for the year ended 31st December 2014 revealed that for the 10-year period 2005 to 2014, only 4 out of the 22 mining companies sampled paid any dividend to the government of Ghana. Again, the Ghana EITI report for 2015 indicated that only 2 companies paid dividends to government for that year, whilst for 2016, no dividend was paid. We urge all mining companies who have gotten the opportunity to operate in the country to leave and act in accordance with the law and comply with the agreement that we have entered into with them by earnestly and honestly declaring their dividend and our percentage in it same be paid to Ghana.
Emmanuel Abaji, we are standing by for the marketplace at 1, but right about now, Baba Tando is standing by for sports. My name is Sandra Isinamapeno.